Welcome back to another edition of Down and Back with CornDoug. Another bucket list show here. We're gonna have the Fire Cornhole show. Jasson McCannon will be on the show, as well as Bret Guy, Matt Guy, and wait for the end, a special guest appears. So, getting right into this here. No real big news coming out of here right now. There's been nothing this past weekend. I know we already had the show here earlier in the week, so we got second show this week. No other news since earlier. So, what do you talk about? We got ACL standing, some preliminary stuff, some names. I'm going to say that for both the places here, it's only really been Ontario and Newfoundland who have really been going so far, and I'm looking at the list here, and there's some names in the top 5 in each one that I'm not seeing yet. So I'm thinking that after these next couple of regionals and stuff that start popping up, and maybe some conference tournaments, that the usual suspects that we will want to see up there, what we think we'll see, will pop up. But ACL in Ontario right now, the top 5 are right now Jamie Cowan at 1. Number 2 is a guy who I've talked about a lot here on the show. Just a new thrower that's just throwing lights out for a new guy. Only been out here a couple months, which is Peyton Clark. He's in 2nd. 3rd is Phil Tavares. 4th, Paul Aiken. And 5th is Adam Hubbard, which I like, is that 3 of those 5 have been on the down and back, and Peyton Clark is scheduled to make an appearance here sometime soon, which now he will not have as much time as him and wife Pamela welcome in their first child. If you remember me saying that Pamela, who was like 30 weeks pregnant, carried my butt in the St. Clements Cornhole Cup to a 2nd place finish in the doubles and the intermediate. So yeah, congrats out to them, out to baby Isla. Both mom, daughter are doing great. So hopefully we'll see Peyton out playing cornhole, and maybe Isla will be having her first ever down and back small onesie t-shirt. We'll try and get something out to them, because they're some great people, brought a lot of fun back to cornhole here. So exactly, congrats to them. Then over in Newfoundland, couple names are not there. One name surprises me that he is there, and he will know that. But yeah, so first place is Albert Parsons so far in Newfoundland. 2nd place, we got 3 people tied, being Sean Sabine, he's got to be cooking the books. Sean's been throwing well from what I've seen. So Sean Sabine, Greg Riel, and Gwynnie Fowler tied for 2nd. And then 5th place is another tie for 5th place, being Andrew McGrath and Brenda Murphy. So congrats to all those. But going, for Ontario, we're top 5. We're missing, you got like a Brandon Brown, you got Dean Lang, who you would think were up there, but they're not up there yet. I'm not sure if it's just they haven't been as many ACL points events yet, but look to see them probably start climbing the ladder soon, if not already doing so. And then in Newfoundland, Dion Kuzi, I'm going to say you got to step it up, bud. I expect you to be up there. You've been one of the ones that's been always at the top, so we'll hopefully get to see you there as well soon. But Albert Parsons, he's a guy that throws lights on. I know that I believe they won the doubles together, Dion and Albert, in the latest Cornhole Newfoundland regional. I don't have I was hoping to have all of their results, but I don't have them yet. So hopefully soon we'll have them, and maybe on the next show I'll get in touch with Sean and say, hey, I need those results. But so leads to upcoming stuff. Regional coming up in Brampton, November 6th. I will be making an appearance there. Be doing at least singles and doubles, and I'll have to say a little prop here. You'll be seeing Season 1 KW Cornhole champs making an appearance, coming back. Had to drag this shirt out of the thing, because we were season 1 champs, but that's right here. You can't really see it well. It's out of here. 4 in the hole, making a return. first time since early 2020 that my regular partner Corey Golbeck and I will be back making an appearance in the advanced division. We're hoping that some time off for both of us playing in together will bring back some luck. And as I've kind of joked a couple of guys, 4 in the hole will ride again. So good luck to everyone going to be throwing in there. I know that's going to be a fun time in Brampton. Check out CornDoug Cornhole for all of the info on that. Yeah, it should be a great day. I believe if you're not already registered, I believe it's almost sold out. Especially, I know the competitive singles, for the competitive singles at least, I think he only has like 1 or 2 spots left to register for that. Lots of room in the advanced and in the intermediate singles. And then for his doubles, I know Mike is running rounders for the competitive and the advanced together, and then the intermediate division will be in itself. So check that out, Moondog Cornhole, or look on the ACL app in the events registration page, and you will be able to register for that event. I know Mike would like to have everybody registered beforehand and paid through the ACL wallet through the app. So it's just a really smooth start of the day, get going and whatnot, because he's doing singles, doubles, and a blind draw at the end, I believe. So should be a full day of cornhole. And yeah, and that's gonna be leading right up into some Sox events. I know some of the teams are starting to get their stuff in order. I know Niagara has changed their name to Niagara Ninjas, which check out them on Facebook. I know the last show I said check them out on Facebook. Some stuff they're gonna be doing, but they've announced it since then. Cynthia and then former guest Brad Billard, the cornhole chef, will be kind of teamed up to get a venue, which will be the Legion in Thorold, I believe. Check them out, Niagara Ninjas Cornhole on Facebook. They've got all their details there. I believe they are starting Monday, November 1st. So get your stuff in Niagara. I know they're going to be running a fantastic league. I know Brad is really excited. Cynthia, I've been able to talk to her a bunch, and I know she's really pumped to get stuff going in Niagara. They're both 2 great people, credible people who will not steer you wrong in their league in any way. They're both there for fun and for people having a great time. I know there's going to be some great throwers in there. Jeff Shantz used to be a KW guy. He's in the Niagara area. Derek Woodsky, he's been coming down to KW. I know he's going to be throwing there on Monday nights, and it's going to be. Unfortunately, we have a league night on Monday night, but if we ever have nothing, I'm going to be heading down to Niagara because they're going to be having fun. It's going to be, they were getting a good crowd out before, and I think now with Cynthia and Brad running it, it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's just say they are going to have fun. That's all I'm going to say about that there. But I believe possibly they could be coming into the ACL Canada. I know, excuse me. I know Cynthia has a lot of friends in the Buffalo area with the Buffalo cornhole scene that she has there, and I know once now the borders are open, they may be making some appearances over in Niagara, so that will be making it an even funner, if that's even a word, night. I know Bobby Sperry, hoping Bobby will come over, and Kevin Smith out of Buffalo. They're some great people, and it's going to be fun in Niagara. Monday nights at the Legion in Thorold. Check them out on Facebook, and they will do some great stuff. Dundas Valley Cornhole Club, they're up and going. They've been having a couple league nights now. They're going great. I know. I just talked to Adam in Peterborough. He had 51 people at his last league night. 51. That's like a great turn. I know he's now gone to 3 divisions. He's got an advanced competitive and like a fun social division in Peterborough, and that brought a lot more players up because there's a lot of new players who didn't want to play up against the advanced players. I'm gonna say the Steve Gibsons of Peterborough, just because I know he did great at the last regional that they had there. But yeah, great stuff in there with Adam. I know check out Peterborough Cornhole. I know Nicole, his wife, goes live before every league night, kind of talking, getting people to come, getting people excited, and they do some great stuff there. So if you're in the Peterborough area, go and check them out. There's some great people. Moondog's got a couple stuff up, things going up in Alliston, and check them out. I know I've now the location is just drawing a blank with me, but I know he's starting up another league that's going to be going up there. So Moondog's going to possibly have like 3-4 leagues going with himself in 3-4 different cities. So it's he's got stuff going on great there. I know, check out if you're in the Brampton area, George Vargas has some stuff going there with Baseline Cornhole. Check them out on Facebook. There's just a ton of stuff that's going on with people who want to become part of the ACL, and it's just I think the only way is up is just is all I can say for the stuff here in Ontario and Canada, because Regina Cornhole is on board coming here. I almost called them Stone Cold-Blooded Cornhole in Alberta. Check them out on Facebook. They are doing some great stuff. I know they've got some tournaments going on. So if you're watching in Alberta, go and check them out. And yeah, it's just there's just a lot of great stuff happening. And speaking of Alberta, got to give a plug for this show sponsors. If you're part of Cold-Blooded Cornhole, said it right that time. Give SierraHome.com. Check that out. Darren will give you your home inspection. He said he will travel to do inspections with anyone in the cornhole community. And remember, the part of his fee will go towards children's hospice care in the Edmonton area. So he is in Sherwood Park, just to be exact. But he said he will travel. He will do anything to help anyone in the cornhole community. So check him out on Facebook, and so Sierra Property Inspections on Facebook, and then as it's going to come on the bottom, SierraHome.com. Also check out, as you're going down across there, OctaneCornhole.com, Octane Cornhole on Facebook. Check them out. Discount code CornDoug gets you 10% off any of your cornhole needs through Octane. MyEarFund.com. Check them out. They've just had their 3-year anniversary. They've got a lot of deals. I think they've only got a couple days left on that. Check them out. MyEarFund.com. Discount code CornDoug gets you 20% off of some great earbuds that you want to check out, or a waterproof Bluetooth speaker. Who doesn't need a waterproof Bluetooth speaker? And jccornhole.com. Check out Jamie. I know he's super busy. I think he just got an order for like 70 boards for going across Canada. I think, I'm not sure if I can announce that. Not gonna say who it's for, but a big company wants some boards and some cornhole stuff to put in their venues. And then, as always, we'll be talking about it on the show here, just coming up here in a few minutes. Cornhole Supplies Canada, csccornhole.com. You get your fire bags, your local bags, your all cornhole game changers, all slides. Like I said, local bags. Stuff is just flying out off the shelves there. I was up at the shop the other day, and it's just stuff's just going great there. So just check them out for all your other bag needs that are coming in from the States. Matt will help you out with that. So yeah. So say it. Quit talking. Get to the main part, the meat of this show. Here it is, finally on the show. Bucket list, 2 years in, finally got them. Mr. Jasson McCannon, Matt Guy, Bret Guy, some of the best people in the cornhole world. So here is my talk with these three guys. And here we go, as promised, with Cornhole Supplies Canada interview portion of the show, because fire bags are the big thing up here with Cornhole Supplies Canada, because we've just had another order put into hoping getting some more bags up here. We have Jasson McCannon, Fire Cornhole, and you know the other two guys that are on, but they're that side with Matt and Bret Guy, the two. Say like the Ric Flair Jr. of cornhole, the all-time champs. We call you that. More on that there, because that was all the talk up here when you kind of give that one out, that one match, that it was pure emotion, which was great. But to start off with you, Jasson, with Fire Cornhole, because I know you've talked about on that other, I don't know, those other three, we'll call them nice guys. We can call them other stuff down with the doghouse guys. But Fire Cornhole. So where'd you get the idea for Fire Cornhole, and how did everything kind of get started?
Well, I've actually had the idea for years. Just being around the game of cornhole and seeing the growth and especially the explosion of growth in the bag market. So had the idea for a long time, just didn't know how to execute the idea until recently. About a year ago, I met with a friend of mine, and I was able to get connected with his company that he's been with for a long time, and they handle our manufacturing for us. And once I was able to kind of lock in a manufacturer for the bags, because I don't know how to sew and do it all myself, I knew it was game on to try to start selling the bags, because we had the production pretty well taken care of, and then hired a couple of guys over here and a couple more to help promote the brand and get it out there, and it's done well.
Yeah, so you've got a couple new bags out this year that I've heard. I think Matt, I think you like one of those new bags that are out from that one, like 11 something PPR tournament that you had. But the new bag lineup, what's the new ones that are out?
Right now we have 4. We have 8 total new series for the season, but 4 are out. It's the Vengeance, the Incinerator, the 11.5, and the Torch.
And from what I'm told, all 4 of those will be available hopefully soon on the Cornhole Supplies Canada website, that you can get them up here in Canada without paying the ridiculous shipping cost. But
right.
That, and I guess you can say another wrestling term, you had the 4 horsemen this past year. Is there any new pros that have come along?
So this year we've added our first female players. We've got Kaylee Hunter and Megan Maupin as ACL pros. We also have Trevor Caballero, who throws for us. He's not a pro, but he's a big time cornhole player, and great marketability for the brand. But as of right now, that's the only 2 additions to the pro division. We're still kind of working out through some other ones, and there's some potential, but we got to see if we can afford it, because those 4 horsemen and the 2 new ones are getting quite a chunk.
Well, and that's the thing. It get like the whole thing has just kind of blown up with just I guess the money's kind of always been there, but just all like the cost and everything, just like I've just said, blowing up.
Yeah, the cost of like the sponsorships.
Yeah.
I knew these guys, they're getting paid money, but I wanted to create a brand that was going to, jump out there, be at the forefront right at the beginning, because I knew I had the production to keep up. And so, I wanted the best players, and I just had to pay them more than anyone's paying at the time. And that's kind of started a trend now to where a lot of people are getting, big numbers this year.
Which I think, these guys are working hard for it as well too, because everyone thinks, you're just throwing bags, but you guys are away every weekend. You're, it's not just going to throw bags, because I've been at those tournaments. You're there for like 12, 13 hours playing cornhole.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a grind.
They're long days for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. I mean, we start early and go till late at night, and then after traveling to get there, and then got to travel back home and get back to the real world. And yeah, it's pretty tiring, pretty exhausting, but we love it. We absolutely love it, and got a great sponsor helping us along the way. So it's a pretty good situation we're in, without a doubt.
Well, now that kind of to focus on you guys, we were kind of talking off air. It's like, you guys have so many fans up here in Canada, because, like I said, that every time there's like a new player that starts playing, they're like sending a message. Oh, you see the video of these guys? And it's like, yeah, I've studied that. His name is Matt. He's just having fun. That's a one take trick shot for him. It'll take us like 8 weeks to just do it once, but he does it like no problem.
I don't know about one take, but
I've seen you throw. I think it's pretty well almost one take. But
most of them are 3. I mean,
yeah. But so take us back. Your start playing.
To my start?
Yeah.
First time I ever seen or touched cornhole was 1995. Just a party I went to, and I was pitching horseshoes all the time back then. And seen this game, oh, okay, what's this? Oh, it's just cornhole. You just slide the board up the bag up the board into the hole. Okay, and I was just like instantly good, making 3 out of 4 a lot, and everybody was like, all right, you're done, go sit down, and just a little bit of fun there. And then I've seen a tournament, and like 5 years later I've seen a tournament on the west side of Cincinnati for cornhole tournament, and I was like, I remember playing that. I was pretty good. So I grabbed my brother and we went and played in our first tournament there. I think we went 2-2, real bouncy boards, corn bags, old school stuff. And after that, I just started seeing tournaments kind of popping up everywhere and started going to them and started winning the majority of them. And year gone by, I've watched the game grow from, this to what it is today. I've watched the whole thing from day one, and it's been a pretty cool ride. I never knew if I'd really see it at the level it's at now, but thanks to a lot of years and a lot of people's efforts and what the ACL's taken it to, it's getting real exciting more and more every year.
No, exactly. So I'm guessing, Bret, you just kind of followed along with him and all of his stuff.
Well, when I was 11 years old, he was down in my grandpa's barn practicing, and I just walked in and said, "Hey, what's this game?" He told me all about it, what the rules were. I was like, all right, I'll try it, and it was good from day one. And then he told me, I was playing with our old buddy, Charlie Fletcher. He was my first partner. And then he told me I got to get my skill level up to a certain point to be his partner. So that's what drove me. It took me about 5 years to do that. But ever since that first day, I fell in love with the game.
Well, and now you guys have, I don't want to say you've come back to the ACL because I don't think you really ever left it because you're still playing in ACL tournaments out there because you had that big reveal show, which personally I thought in that reveal show it was going to be that Matt, you were giving up cornhole to start fronting Guns N' Roses because of the couple of other karaoke videos you had. That was
plan B. That was plan B.
But yeah, so should we be expecting any more of those events coming up? Those karaoke events?
What, the karaoke events? I'm not allowed to drink at home anymore, so probably not.
Okay, so with that, coming back in the ACL and then changing over to Fire, and I'm going to say that I'm probably one of the guys that was probably proved wrong the most just because I know with myself in sports that I sometimes have a trouble making a change for even cornhole bags. I have a trouble making change, and I was like, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to make that change because you guys were with Reynolds for so long, and switching over to Fire. But once the season really started rolling, you guys really caught on once those pro shootouts come on.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, all the years we played together. I mean, we'd go to tournaments it was never bring your own bags. And you would play 10 games in a tournament. In 10 games, the boards were different, the bags were different. So we've been adjusting our whole lives, haven't we, Bret? I mean, so the switch, and I've always said, it's, give me a bag, it's up to me to throw the bag straight. So it's simple as that. But man, I tell you what, you look at what I'm doing with these incinerators right now, and that shows you that maybe the bag can make a difference because I'm on a tear right now.
I was gonna say if that first open was anything, it's like I think it's game on this year.
Yeah, I'm liking the way they're feeling. Definitely liking it.
So Bret,
it's gonna be a fun year if I keep that up all year.
Yeah, exactly. So was there any adjustment for you then, Bret, as well, or were you kind of the same as your dad?
Nah, pretty much just throw the bag down the middle. Anywhere down the middle on the board's a good bag is just what I've always done.
And actually, for myself, I was able to throw Fire bags a couple times at a couple of our open league nights, and I really because I throw the octane bags, but I really didn't feel a difference with them. Like there was a comfort level because sometimes I like a fuller bag, and I'm just not sure which one the guy had. but it was a fuller bag that it felt good in your hand, which is I have, like I said, I have issues with sometimes throwing other bags because it's just that total feel is different, but it's just the comfort level in your hand of the fire bags was just it helped me along.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the fuller bag. I don't like a loose bag that droops over my hand because then I don't feel like I can control it as well as I do a fuller bag.
Yeah, so we kind of talked about it before, how you've seen from the sport grow. What's the biggest change that you've seen in the sport? Because there's been a lot of kind of almost technology come into the game, but what's your biggest thing you've seen change?
The talent level. I mean, you can't beat that talent level of what it is now compared to what it was. Because back then, there was like 5 to 6 good players, but now you got hundreds of great players. I mean, that's the biggest change in the game is just the player level, in my opinion. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I think that trickles down all the way down, not just at the pro level. I know years ago you would go to a blind draw, and once they drew the teams, you could almost write down first, second, third. You knew who was going to finish where every time. Now you go to a blind draw, you may say, "Oh, that's the best team," and they may finish 10th or worse. So many people are good now. It's just the pool of players that are in the game is making it what it is.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like we've got one guy up here, and I know I've played with him a couple times. Peyton Clark, who's been playing for 3 months now. I think he's already like top 5 in the ACL Canada standings. We're just starting out, but it's almost like the new players. I almost say like it's for me. It's like in other sports how some kids are just, for lack of a better term, just too young and dumb to know they shouldn't be that good right off the bat. But cornhole is like there's so many young guys that are just no fear.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of them guys, a lot of them young kids, man, they don't have fear because that's all they got to worry about is just doing cornhole. I mean, it's just hard to beat the young kids, man.
Yeah, I see. And like you said, they have no fear. And I remember when Bret was playing in his younger days, he was the same way. He didn't say much to anybody. He just got up there and threw with no fear. And you never seen he was never nervous because he was a kid and he didn't know any better.
So I do have another question that came in from our Cornhole Newfoundland guys who they say they want you going up to Newfoundland up here to play cornhole with them. But the one guy from Dion Kuza was like, how do you guys prepare for big games? Like, just is it like a mental thing or just kind of, just preparing for that big stage, like on a CBS shootout final?
Chug a beer.
Yep, I was going to say, the right amount of beer is huge. No such thing. The right amount of beer is huge, yep.
Well, I like to call them just performance-enhancing beverages. It's just,
yeah.
I think the proper term.
I call it cornhole Gatorade.
Yeah,
and then,
but I mean that does help with us. But I mean, it's when you're going to be on a national TV event, it just something just sets in your brain. You got more focus than you have when you're not playing on national TV. You might not notice it, but your level of focus definitely goes up. I mean, if I'm playing against Ryan Windsor, not on TV, yeah, I'm focused, but when it's on TV, it's a different level of focus. Just the way it is. We're all human. That's just the way it is.
Well, and then kind of going back to the whole mental game, and not to bring up a sore spot, but that game against Damon Dennis for you, Matt, how do you get back focused when there's, well, and for both you guys, there was a lot of uncharacteristic bags in that game, but just how do you get that mental focus back for some people? Because I know for myself and some of our other new players, you start throwing the bag off and you start questioning yourself in your head where, you're at that high level where you're right back at it. So how do you kind of bring yourself back?
Well, I mean, I kind of go off and be by myself for 10, 15 minutes and cuss and kick and scream at myself and be pissed off at myself, and then you get over it, and next game's a new game. Just like the match you were talking about. Yeah, I kind of blew it against Damon for sure, and after about 15 minutes of really being pissed off at myself, I was like, oh, I'm still in the doubles finals. I can't let one bad loss turn into two. So I had to refocus and reset myself, and I was way more focused in the doubles match. You can go back and watch it. You can just see it on my face because I knew I was not going to let one bad loss turn into two.
So the other question I had from Sean Sabine, who's the reigning ACL International Director of the Year, we'll give him that props, even though his wife does all the work. How much do you guys play a week for your practicing, or else you go into blind draws? Just how much do you guys throw bags a week?
I don't throw any during the week. The only time I throw is right before the tournament.
That makes me mad. Because I can throw like a couple hours and still be horrible.
Yeah, but with this new job I'm getting,
that's true.
This new job I'm getting, I actually have time to practice. So,
yeah,
seeing what I can do without practicing. Scared to see what I can do with it.
Yeah. So Matt, obviously you're about the same then, or?
I used to be that way. I used to just show up to tournaments and I could rock it out, no problem. But the last 5 or 6 years, as I'm getting older, it's not the case. I literally gotta throw 2, sometimes 3 nights a week to feel like I'm at my best. So I probably throw for an hour and a half to 2 hours, 2 or 3 nights a week. It's probably my average,
So then the other question I had for you, Matt, specifically is because I talked to Mike Morton about this with Matthew. How are you feeling when you're sitting there watching Bret play on the main stage or any of the big games? How are you when you sit back as the non-player, just the dad? How are you kind of feeling watching him play like at the high level he does?
Drives me crazy. Absolutely drives me crazy. I root for him so hard and wanting to see him hit every shot, and when he misses, it just like kills me. But I'm so used to being out there playing that it's so different just to stand there and watch. But I'm standing there watching my kids, so obviously my heart's 100% in it, and I want to see him do his best every time out. And when he does do real well, you'll see the tears rolling out of Dad's eyes because I'm a proud papa, no doubt.
I gotta say, I probably feel the same way with you with watching my son play because I was a goalie in hockey too, and you're watching him, and you're just like you're probably with like each bag thinking what you want the bag to do. I'm kind of doing the same with him. It's just it's almost like you're actually playing the game yourself. You're dead tired afterwards.
Without a doubt.
So now with the earphone sponsorship of the show, I got to ask you guys. You guys both have the earpods in. What's going through those earpods when you're playing?
I normally don't wear them when I play, but if I do listen to music, it's Eminem.
And mine, of course, is old 80s hard rock. Kiss, Tesla, Judas Priest, Van Halen, Motley Crue. It's all high adrenaline rock, fast pace. Let's go.
So now I know if we do have that ACL Open up here in Canada and you guys come up to play, it's all classical music through the speakers and no earbuds when you play. I got that down perfect now.
All right. Let's see how that works out for you.
May end up putting us all to sleep, but we'll see. Now with some fun stuff, right? Because we know you guys, the Doghouse guys, were always asking the wrestling questions. So I've got it because I was a big wrestling fan in the 80s as a kid. Favorite all-time wrestler?
Chris Jericho.
Yep, definitely Chris Jericho for Bret. I mean, man, I got to go with Flair. It's just got to be Ric Flair.
Woo!
Woo! Yep. Styling and profiling.
So then the other thing was because I know it's to kind of put it out there, but if you could ask any wrestler a question, what would that question be? Like just kind of, because they're on the road like you guys, and it's just, it's kind of almost not the same, but kind of the same because there is the black hat, white hat in cornhole as well, as we've kind of seen this past year. But what's like a question you would ask a wrestler?
I guess. I think about my favorite wrestler, Ric Flair. If I ran into him, I'd have to ask him, "All right, dude. So how many went? How many?"
I see Brett's still thinking out there.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what I would ask him, to be honest with you. I'd just be starstruck. I don't know what I would ask him.
Okay, so then, besides, well, Jason, are you a big wrestling fan as well too? If you're from the South.
No, I used to watch some. Yeah, I watched some growing up, but not like these guys. These guys are wrestling connoisseurs.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, well then, let's take away Jericho and Ric Flair. What wrestler would you think would be a good partner, or that you'd want to play a game against with cornhole?
It would have to be
Stone Cold.
Yeah, I would have to do The Rock just for the promo he'd cut on me while we're playing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have to say that, I've asked the wrestling questions. The Doghouse guys ask you the wrestling questions, but I will surprise you. I've only ambushed one other guy before, but I will going to bring into the show now here Mr. Terry Morgan from the Dundas Valley Cornhole Club. Terry, how you doing?
I'm very good, Doug. How you doing?
So now, as you can see from behind him, Matt and Bret, you may notice that Terry you may have seen him somewhere before. Terry, where would they have seen you before?
Well, you know what? For 12 years, I spent in WWF, and then I moved on just like everybody else. We all moved south and went into the WCW. We all went down there for the money. That's what it was for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. They were thrown around. Yes, they were.
Yeah,
so,
that's what it was all about. It was all cash.
Well, and I guess that's kind of what cornhole is kind of becoming as well too. Now it's that comparison where, the big money's coming in, and like I said, it's the flashy personalities. It's making everything fun.
Yep.
Well,
it is. It's gonna be real interesting.
Here, I've been listening to you guys for the last 20 minutes, and that's exactly what it is. It's the same as our business. You guys are entertainers. You're on the road. You know what? I slept in more airports than I have at home.
So they've kind of talked about their favorite wrestlers. What's some of the guys that you kind of knew or hung out with that they may know? Oh, I'm not sure if we lost him there.
Yeah, I think he froze up. Yep.
Because I know he's in the gym. I know he's up frozen up there. I know he's good friends with Dewey Robertson, because in the Dundas area, Hamilton area, is where most of all the Canadian wrestling guys came from. So he was best friends with Dewey Robertson, who was the missing link. Up in that area.
Yep.
And other guys, I'm not sure if they were regulars on our stuff, being Johnny K9 and at the time Canada's greatest athlete, Iron Mike Sharp. But I'll take him out.
Mike Sharp. Yeah.
See if he can come back. But it's just that's a guy who, when we come up at the Open, we can get you playing with a wrestler here in Canada.
Oh yeah, I'm down for that.
I'm hoping. I just kind of. He was getting some boards made at our local shop here, and it was like, "Who are those boards for?" And they're like, "Oh, it's for Terry." So I've actually got some video. He wrestled some of the. Oh, see, looks like he's back here now.
That guy he could take a chair.
Okay, take you back.
Like the best of them. If you think.
Okay.
I heard.
Oh, and he's out again there. So yeah, so that's how he's talking with someone taking a chair there, but it was kind of hoping this year would be able to get done, but it's just it's a thing where we can have you play against a wrestler if you come up here.
Oh yeah,
I'm down for that.
We have a blast. Yep, we'd be down for sure.
But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to have you back on. We can all get on and talk with Terry once he's got a better connection. But I want to thank you guys for coming on here and doing this, because I know you got a lot of work to do there. And
yeah, by the way, we are worked. I'm wearing my tool belt and everything. Hanging the Spencers in that.
I'm going to try one more time here. Terry, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay.
There you go.
Okay,
Hi,
we can
guys.
hear you now. You kind of lost out when we started talking about the guys that you were friends with
Right.
that they may know.
Yeah, so you know what? The missing link, he was really something. Like, I heard you guys talking about all the matches and everything and your favorite match. And I spent a little bit of time with Dewey in the ring. He's the one that taught me. We were in Texas Stadium, and I'll give you a funny story about it. I never seen a guy that could take a chair and bleed like that guy. I heard Matt talking about Ric Flair. But the missing link, that guy could take as many chair shots in the head and still fight until it was able to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in AWA for quite a few years, wasn't he?
I think so. I'm not sure if we lost Terry
again. Up again.
It froze up again.
Yeah.
But okay, well, we'll go on with the almost half an hour here. But I want to thank you guys for coming on. I hope we can do this again and hopefully in person.
Sure.
Sometime soon. Now that the borders are open, I'm going to try and make it down to one of the big events in the States. I can sit alongside of you, Jason, and maybe we can talk some cornhole on a live feed, watching these guys kick some butt with some fire bags.
Absolutely, I appreciate you having us, Doug.
No, it's actually, like I said, I hope we can do this again with all of you guys, and it was a lot of fun.
Anytime, Doug. Yep. Enjoy. Absolutely. Tell everybody in Canada we said hey.
Okay. And there you have it. I want to thank those guys again so much for coming on. I had a great time talking with them. Learning a lot of stuff, even talking off air. And again, thanks for Matt and Bret both taking time out of them doing some install work to talk cornhole with just this little podcast out of Canada, and then also with Jason talking about Fire Cornhole. Check them out, firecornhole.com, or as I said, if you're in Canada here and you need some fire bags, csccornhole.com. Get yourself some fire bags on the Cornhole Supplies Canada website. And then also, unfortunately, some bad connection. Would have loved to be able to talk a bit more with Terry Morgan. I know he's going to be on the show. I'm going to have him on to talk some more of his experience. I know we'd be able to talk once we were done off there. His kind of connection kind of got a bit better, and we were able to a bit more stable. And man, he's got some stories. We're going to be talking some cornhole, some wrestling, some whatever. And let's hope that there is a big ACL event coming here to Canada, coming here to Ontario, because you're going to want to be there. Because if there's a chance that, he give the offer to Matt there, Matt can take one of the chairs if he wants, that Terry has in his gym with all of his stuff. So hoping maybe we can even get down and do a show with Terry down in his gym, talking with him there with that. But check out his stuff. He's down playing every night with the Dundas Valley Cornhole Club. Check them out on Facebook. I know Braden and Pete do a great job down there, as well as Russ, Wall Russ, as we like to call him. But yeah, just check them out. They're also in the Niagara, the Dundas, Hamilton area, and yeah, I want to be able to talk some more with Terry, because there's so much stuff that come out of the factory in Hamilton. We hear so much of the dungeon that Stu Hart had in Calgary. But Terry was part of the factory out of Hamilton, and there's just some great guys that like I said on the show, that you got Johnny Canine, you got Canada's greatest athlete, Iron Mike Sharp, coming out of there. So that's all I got for here. Check out next week's show leading into the next ACL Canada Regional in Brampton. Check out Moondog Cornhole for that. And hopefully I'll be able to get some, maybe pick up a couple wins. That'd be nice. But yeah, other than that, there, as always, watch out for those guys on gas, because they might just kick your ass.